What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. Um, I enjoyed this. I really did. Um, I'm gonna say this. I don't know what's going on with Elizabeth, but they need to figure out who's doing this and figure it out pretty fast because this is getting crazy. Somebody done broke into her home again, and now another painting is there, and I'm like, they need to figure this mess out. And the PCPD need to go ahead and hire Jake and Aiden because they had their thinking caps on. Like Aiden was talking about, they need to dust for fingerprints, and um, Jake was wondering if they could match the type of paint that the person used or whatever for the picture to see if they could match it to anyone and get some hits off of it. Those are some smart detectives in the making. Like they got more brains than the PCPD put together. Um, so Dante ended up coming over there or whatever, and apparently he had a cop, I guess, patrolling the neighborhood or patrolling that street or sitting outside of the house or whatever he had, and he said that the cop didn't notice anything strange. Um, like he didn't see anything unusual around Elizabeth's house that night or anybody who shouldn't be there or whatever. He just didn't see anything. So I'm like, maybe he, turned his head for a minute and that's how the person got into her home without him knowing. Or I don't know. It's very odd because it's starting to make it seem like there's some type of phantom that's doing this. Um, and, Dante said he was going to run some prints or whatever. Either Elizabeth is having some type of mental break or there's some type of enemy doing this, but Aiden is starting to think that maybe Franco's ghost is doing this. I don't know. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. But somebody doing this foolishness and they need to get to the bottom of it ASAP. They need to right now. Um, because that's scary. So I'm glad that Elizabeth is strong enough to say, you know what, ain't nobody gonna run me out my house. Because Dante was trying to tell her, for her safety, for the boys' safety, maybe she should, leave for a while until they figure this thing out. And Liz was like, nope, the boys can, go stay with Laura or whatever, but she's not leaving her house. I respect it. I do. Because you know what? She's not going to let whoever is doing this or whatever is doing this scare her out of her home. You know what I mean? I don't blame her. And of course, Finn is by her side 1,000%, but I don't think it's good for her to be at that house by herself either, because she don't know what she dealing with. At least have Finn, stay over a couple nights or whatever, or hopefully Dante keeps a cop outside of her house or something, because and what alarmed me was her security alarm wasn't on, because she was claiming that the kids kept tripping the alarm. Listen, I don't give a damn if the kids keep tripping the alarm. Leave that alarm on, please and thank you. Leave that shit on. I don't care if they're tripping it. So what? Just tell them to be a bit more careful next time, but leave that alarm on. She need to get some cameras inside the house, like in that living room or something. Like put up a little hidden camera or something. 'Cause I think she had mentioned once before that she had a ring camera or whatever, but clearly that ain't picking up nothing. So you need one inside the home. Like put one in the living room, in the kitchen, something. You know what I mean? Like she needs to better equip herself. Like get you a gun or something. You know what I mean? Or a Doberman Pinscher. Get you a Saint Bernard. Get you something. Pit Bull, Rottweiler. Get something. Cause this right here, is getting dangerous. Um. So anyway, moving on from that, Ava is sitting at the doggone bar with Scotty, and this fool, she's sitting here talking about divorce, talking about asking Scott, oh, if I was to walk away from my marriage, what would I be entitled to? Ava, I understand she's upset with Nicholas. She has every right to be upset with him. He basically chose Esme over her. So I totally get it. But I didn't think that she was that angry that she would be talking divorce. I didn't think it was that serious. Like, divorce now? Come on. And I love how Scott is very blunt with her. Like, he's very honest with her. He was like, so is your issues with Nicholas really about Esme, or are you just looking for a way out of this marriage? He brought up a valid point, because it's like, yeah, y'all got issues, but it's not to the point where y'all need to be talking divorce. All because he chose to have Esme in the house, you're going to want a divorce from him? I think that's a bit much. And I think she understood what Scott was saying because she came back to the house or whatever, and it wasn't good when she came back. And of course, Laura overheard the conversation, and she was like shocked by everything that's going down. The fact that Ava walked out of the house, the fact that Esme might be pregnant. Laura head looked like it was about to spin. Laura was looking like, what the hell is going on with my family? A mess. That's what's going on. Y'all all need to be on Jerry Springer. Um, everything that's going on with them right now would make for a great episode of the Jerry Springer Show because it's just drama on top of drama. Um, Speaking of Esme, so she got the pregnancy test back. I was so shocked that the pregnancy came back negative. I was shocked. I was super shocked. I'm like, what? I was expecting that shit to say positive or a fake positive or something. I was just expecting positive, but it came back negative. Thank God. Um, and she's still worried about Nicholas and Spencer kicking her out of Windermere because she's not pregnant. But they assured her that that's not going to happen. And, of course, Spencer, he just bolts out of the house or whatever. Nicholas is such an idiot. He's sitting there talking about, oh, Spencer just has to, get readjusted to being being out of prison and stuff. I'm like, excuse me, readjusted? The boy was in jail for 5 minutes. What does he need to readjust to? They really be talking about Spencer like he did hard time. The boy did a month. And in our time, he did 5 minutes. Like, come on now. Stop talking like he was on Shawshank. Because please. This ain't Shawshank Redemption. He was not up in there for life. He was not up in there for 5 years. He was in there for a minute and a half. So anyway, Spencer went to go see Sonny or whatever. And Sonny gave Spencer the real. Like, he gave him a very real conversation. And he let Spencer know, you need to ditch that girl. Because Spencer's sitting there talking about, oh, she's innocent. Oh, I got to protect her. You need to let that girl go. She's a problem. Esme's a problem. And Sonny can see it. And Sonny's trying to warn him of this. Like, Sonny's just trying to let his nephew know, like, listen, that girl does not have your back. That girl is an issue. And she's going to be a huge mistake if you continue. He ought to listen to Sonny. Because Sonny done been in quite a few relationships with women over the years who were bad news. Hello, look at Claudia. A lot of people warned Sonny about Claudia, and he wouldn't listen. You want to know why Sonny didn't listen about Claudia? Because Sonny knew everything that everybody was saying. He was trying to punish himself, because of what happened to Michael. That's why he stuck it out with her. He knew who she was. He knew what she was about. You know what I'm saying? And I think deep down Spencer knows. He has to know. Like, he's not that dumb. Like, he knows that this girl is poison, and Sonny's trying to open his eyes to it. He was like, listen, you need to drop her, like, now. But for right now, Spencer's not going to listen for whatever reason. And that's going to be his downfall. Like, it's probably going to be too little too late by the time he realized, yeah, I should have left your ass a long time ago. As he should. So anyway, Nicholas sitting there, comforting Esme and stuff like that. This fool had the nerve to put his arm around her. I am so glad Laura showed up when she did. Thank God. Laura was not amused when she saw Nicholas putting his arm around Esme. She was not happy. She was like, this ain't going down. Nope. Step away. And she's just imploring Nicholas at this point to fix his marriage. She was like, your marriage is in trouble. You need to fix that. Like, she told him, like, your wife is sitting there talking to her attorney. Possibly to divorce your stupid butt. And you sitting over here with your arm draped around this little girl. Nicholas is a fool. He gonna end up sleeping with her. He gonna be a dummy. He is going to be a dumb ass. And of course, Laura put Esme on notice because she was like, Nicholas is showing you hospitality and stuff. Don't betray his trust. We all know she will. I'm so glad Ava showed up when she did because it's going to hit the fan. I can't wait to see what she got to say to Nicholas. Honestly, I wish Ava would just move back into Windermere, go back. Because in order to defeat Esme, she gonna need some dirt on her. And she's the closest to get it because you're living in the same house as her. So you could kind of snoop through her things when she's not around, overhear conversations. You know what I'm saying? So it's best that she stays in the household. You're gonna need some evidence against this girl if you're gonna want to clear Trina at this point. So anyway, moving on from that, everybody need to open their eyes to the Sasha situation because Sasha is a hot mess right now. Like Lucy wanted Sasha to be the voice of at the launch party or whatever, wanted her to make the toast, the speech, and all that stuff. And in order for Sasha to do that, she had to get high. I was so disgusted. I'm like, oh my god. It just seems like she has to be high to do anything nowadays. And I really wish people would open their eyes to it. Like this girl ain't right. And Brando was, talking to Sonny and Dante about the quickie marriage. Um, he was singing her praises, talking about how strong she is and stuff. I just wish that he would open his eyes to her. Like I think eventually Brando's gonna see what we're seeing, that she's back using again. Um, but at least the good news is the stock, since they launched the IPO, the stock is going up. So everybody's on paper, everybody's wealthy, um, which is a good thing. So anyway, moving on from that, everybody was shocked to see Selena Wu at the launch party. Um, she keeps trying to get Curtis to take her off or whatever to host her poker games and stuff, and Curtis keep telling her no. Um, so of course, Nina is now introduced to her and stuff like that, and Selena was like, "Oh, I know, I read all about you, I know all about you," and she was like, "Oh, her and Sonny are friends." Selena, she was like, "Her and Sonny are friends and stuff." Yeah, that's an understatement. Y'all are business associates. I wouldn't necessarily call y'all friends. Something tell me Miss Wu is not to be trusted. Sonny need to keep his eyes open on that girl, cause she just gonna Miss Wu gonna be an issue for Sonny in the long run. So anyway, I am so freaking happy for the moment that BLQ and Austin are putting their issues to the side. Cause I was so irritated that she was mad when she saw Austin and Maxie kissing, talking about how long has this been going on. BLQ need to go sit down somewhere. Like, let that beef go. And I am so glad Austin was like, listen, let's cease fire on this. Like, let's call a truce. You know what I'm saying? There's no sense for them to keep going back and forth because they both care about Maxie. They're both in her life. So let it go. Like, let that beef go. Y'all family, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense in y'all beefing with each other over what. So I'm glad, they shook hands. I don't know how long this truce gonna last, but at least for the moment, it's looking like it may last. We can only hope and pray. Um, so anyway, the launch party looked like it was, a major success. Um, Anna and Felicia were happy for Maxie and stuff, with her growing success. I think this is going to be a great thing, but I also think we're waiting for the other shoe to drop where deception is concerned. Because I got a feeling that this IPO launch, yeah, it started out good, but it ain't going to end good. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, somebody going to come in and try to probably steal that company, or it's going to be some foolishness going on. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what y'all thought, and I will see y'all all later. Have a great night. Peace.